Hi, and welcome to this week's video. I'm so happy to have you here. This week, we're going to be doing an experiential guided energy shifting technique called tapping. And I've chosen to make this very specific around a topic that is really something I see so much with my clients and really with so many people around me in my life, as well as myself and my own journey. And it really is this idea that it is safe to be seen and to be successful. And I really want you to be open to this idea of the word safe because consciously you may think, well, I feel safe and I'm fine. And I don't, that might not resonate with you on a conscious level. But I really want to invite you to be open to this because safety is very wired into our subconscious. So you might not even realize that you have this piece, but it is going to show up in how much you will put yourself out there, how much you will allow yourself to be seen, how big you're going to allow yourself to play in the world. And it also is going to can impact your success level because, again, if it feels unsafe to be successful or unsafe to be seen, on a deep subconscious level, we're not going to do it, right? We're going to minimize it. We're either not going to do it, we're going to dim it, we're going to slow it down, and we're not even going to know that we're actually doing this. And I really just want to highlight that this is something that is wired into us it's very survival based, and it's wired into us from like eons ago, right? And we were in tribes, right? And if we didn't fit into the tribe, right? If we kind of stood out, or if we did our own thing and we did too much, or if we were kicked out of the tribe, if it felt like it was too much, we actually wouldn't survive. We wouldn't be able to survive without food, shelter, community. And so this is long time ago. And so obviously that's not the case specifically right now, but that's still wired into your nervous system. It's still wired into your subconscious. And so that's why it's such an important topic. It's something you'll see me talk about many times. And I'm going to probably guide you to some different meditations and visualizations and videos to help you with this piece if you are interested in it. And it's why I've chosen to use tapping as a technique and tool to help you not only access this, but to actually shift and clear it. And so tapping is a clearing technique, and it is also really good to help you amplify what it is that you want as well. And so the way in which I do tapping, I'm going to show you it briefly. There are different variations. I in my work with clients, my focus is really on the deep money work, money patterns, standing out patterns, visibility patterns. And so that's the work that I do with people, upper limits, ceilings, things like that. And so that's, very much in line with what I'm going to share with you here. I will say there are fantastic practitioners out there who specialize more in things like anxiety and even PTSD. It's a very powerful technique. So if it's something that interests you, or you can feel some shifts even in this, what we do today, I highly recommend you searching that out, right? Again, my focus in the work that I do is very specific with tapping, and that's how I'm going to guide it today. And I tend to dive right into the tapping points versus doing something like a setup technique or a setup statement, which is really quite common as well and excellent, but it's not what I'm going to be doing today. So I am going to give you the tapping points, really just this overview that it is a release technique. It is to help neutralize emotions. It's very helpful to pull up things. There's a lot of great benefits to it. It's also very efficient. Big fan of efficiency in the work that I do and in my own life. And I love it because it's physical. So you're actually using your body, and it's energetic. And it's nervous system. So it's all the things that float my boat. And it's all the things I believe will help us shift at a deeper level, more than mindset. And so I will share the techniques, and I'm going to be sharing a couple of rounds of tapping with some phrases that you can repeat after me to help you with this piece. These pieces, I would say, around being seen and being successful. So for some of you, that it may be both, right? You may be like, yeah, I'm down with both of these things. For other people, it may be more a visibility thing, or being seen, or letting yourself be big in the world, or take up space. um, versus being successful in the world. I mean, to me, they are very interconnected. But again, just if as I'm sharing this with you and sharing this language, you can replace it with your own language, right? Find something that feels relevant for you. And so that's just a couple more things around tapping here. You really can't do it wrong. I'm going to show you the technique. I'm going to show you the tapping points. If you feel that that feels like too much, under the collarbone is a really helpful place. And so if you don't want to do all of the points that I'm going to take you through, you can just tap under the collarbone. Okay, so I'm going to give you that as an option. But the points that I will be taking you through are between the eyebrows. So this is based on acupuncture. Anyway, I'm not going to get too much into this, but we are tapping on very specific points between the eyebrows, side of the eye, so the crease more than the temple, underneath the eye, so on that bone, under the nose and above the lip, so right in here, below the lip and above the chin, kind of a little crease in there, under the collarbones. It's not right on the collarbone, under the bra band, or under the armpit side of the bra band, which you may not be able to see here, but you have a general idea of where that is. You're going to tend to probably want to cross over, but there's different ways you can do it. And then the crown of the head. You can use both hands if you like. So you may be doing this and then this and then this, right? That's up to you. I tend to just do one to make it simple for people for now. 2 to 3 fingers, you will determine the number that feels good for you. It's a relatively good pressure point, not extremely hard, but not like so light. You actually want to sort of stimulate. And as a generalized rule, you might tap maybe 8 to 15 times on a point before moving to the next. But I'm going to be guiding you through this with the language. And so really, again, why I love tapping is not only is it this physiological nervous system, neural rewiring process, but it also allows you to verbalize some things that are spinning around in your head. And this is why I'm a big fan of this. So the first round is going to be, we'll call it a negative round, or calling up the resistance. And again, I'm going to use some words. You can repeat these words after me. And if they are not resonating, then find words that speak to you. And I'm really going to encourage you to almost like next level stuff is actually to connect with the feelings in your body. And so I will be sort of modeling that for you. So just before we start, so I will be modeling the points and I will be saying the phrases. So all you have to do is follow me, basically. You'll see when to move to the next point. Sometimes I remember to say move to the next point, and sometimes I don't. So I'm not going to promise that, but you will see me doing that, or you can do it at your own pace. And then you just have to repeat what I'm saying after I say it. And again, if you don't like that, just the language, just replace it a little bit with what you want to say. And probably each round is going to be 7 minutes, something like that, if I had to guess. So carve out this time for yourself. We're going to, round one is going to be to call up any resistance, call up anything that feels true for you around being seen, standing out, being visible, being successful, right? So it's this stuff that is, so for some of you, it's going to be language. And for other people, it's going to be a sense in your body. And so I'm going to address both of those for you. So to begin with, we're going to start between the eyes. And again, you're just going to repeat after me. I really want to be more successful. And then you move to the side of the eye. There's something scary about that for me, though. Under the eye, I'm not sure I can even put it into words. Under the nose, but there's a feeling within me that says I'm not safe. Under the lip, what if I'm criticized? Under the collarbone, what if people think I'm so great? Under the arm, maybe I will change. What if I become a different person? Top of the head, people are going to judge me. Between the eyebrows again. So now we're going back through the points. I know to be more successful, I need to stand out more, to be seen. Side of the eye, that scares the crap out of me. Under the eye, on the bone, I don't even really know what to do with success and wealth and a bigger impact. Under the nose, so I probably shouldn't even call it into my experience. Under the lip, I can feel this in my chest, in my solar plexus, around my collarbones. Again, you can insert different body areas if you're feeling tension somewhere else. Under the collarbone, it's saying, no, don't do it. It's better to stay safe. Under the armpit, side of bra, and don't put yourself out there for others to see. It's not safe. Top of the head, you will be judged. People will criticize. You'll be rejected. Between the eyebrows, they'll think or say things about you that are not true. Side of the eye, it's better to just not shine too much. Under the eye, to be good enough, but not amazing. Under the nose, to have just enough, not too much. Under the lip, it's easier to stay smaller and be less successful. Under the collarbone, it feels more safe to me. Under the arm pit, sorry, my body is starting to relax into this, even though my soul says this is not the truth. Top of the head, but I'm just going to honor this in this moment. My fear of greater success. Between the eyebrows, my fear of criticism and judgment, and my need to stay safe. Under the eye, I need to stay safe, and I'm just going to honor that. So you can pause. I did mean to say at the beginning, water is really good. So if you are, well, you're not watching this live, so you could pause this video right now and grab some water. I'm going to do that. We are moving energy. And so you've, I'm sure, heard it before. It's really good to, and we are water. So it's good to be filling ourselves up with water. I will also say sometimes you might feel even tired after doing this, or you may even kind of yawn. And that is just really you going unconscious to this, almost like trying to keep the same patterns, right? And so it's really important to kind of come back to this present moment. And so I just, so if you are feeling tired and maybe you had your eyes closed, I would recommend you open your eyes, maybe stretch, have the water. And so I just want you to notice how you do feel after this. And this is something I often I do with clients, and then I sometimes don't remember to do, but you can check in at the big, so I'm going to say it now. So you can check in at the beginning before the tapping round on your level of like how safe do I feel to be seen and successful on a scale of 1 to 10. And so I'm going to have you do this now. And one being not at all safe, and then 10 being super safe and feeling really good. So I will have you do that now before we go into round two. So just tune into yourself. Again, if you're doing this, you can go back and do it again, and you could do that number at the beginning if you want, because what you're going to find is there's going to be a shift in this. So just notice right now in your body, how safe do you feel to be seen, to stand out, to be successful, to call in what you want? And again, it may be more elevated than if you had done it right at the beginning, but it's just always good to have these numbers. It gives you some feedback. And so just capture that number. 10 again would be, I feel so safe, so confident, so cool with being seen and successful and all of those things, and taking up space and being big in the world. And then 1 would be not so much, right? And so just no judgment on this, but just trying to be really aware of where you are. And again, today you may feel great, and maybe another day not so much. So you will have, you can come back and watch this video again. So we are going to do round 2. And this is going to be more affirmative. This is, I want you to tune into for yourself. How actually do you want to feel when you stand out, when you're seen, when you're playing bigger in the world, you're creating more success, more recognition, acknowledgement, being featured, having a huge income or a big impact. So what is it that you really want to have? So some of these things I'm going to weave in. So do you want to feel safe? Do you want to feel confident? Do you want to feel powerful within yourself? What is it that you want to be creating with this being seen and putting yourself out there? So again, I'm going to use language, and you can, this is good language, right? This is language that I've used and taken from hundreds of clients, right? And so this is their language, right? Along with sort of some guided language that I'm putting in here for you. So it's good stuff. You don't need to add anything in, but if you do want to add your own language, feel free to do that. So same tapping points between the eyebrows to start. Here we go. I'm surprised that I don't feel safe. Side of the eye. Safe around being more successful and being seen in a bigger way. Under the eye. Consciously, I think I'm confident. Under the nose, but I can feel some underlying pieces and resistance that are not on board with this. Some of these are obvious and others are subtle. Collarbone, under the collarbone, I honor those pieces of me. Under the arm, I really want to feel confident, bold, and at ease. Top of the head, with being visible, being successful, and sharing myself fully. Between the eyebrows, this is the truth. Side of the eye, I am safe in showing up as me, being shiny, being seen, playing way bigger. Under the eye, I'm safe in expanding myself and my presence. Under the nose, I feel connected and comfortable when I'm showing up and sharing myself and my offers. Under the lip, I feel so comfortable when I receive the recognition for this, including income and success. Under the collarbone, it is safe. I am safe. Under the arm, I get to be visible and to take up space. Top of the head, I get to be acknowledged. Between the eyebrows, I'm allowed to be wealthy, successful, and impactful. Side of the eye, I'm here to make a difference with the gifts that I have to share. Under the eye, and I deserve and am open and ready. Under the nose, to receiving gifts in return. Under the lip, it is safe for me to be seen. Collarbone, I am safe to be seen. Under the arm, it is safe for me to be successful. Top of the head, I am safe when I am successful. Between the eyebrows, I am integrating this into my nervous system right now. Side of the eye, I am getting my subconscious on board with this. Under the eye, I am shifting these old, long ago patterns about needing to be safe to survive. Under the nose, I am letting go, releasing these. Under the lip, I am wiring in success, being seen, and thriving. Under the collarbone, and I am ready and available for that. Under the arm, I am calling that in right now. So take a moment to pause, a few breaths just to integrate. Again, we are moving energy. If you have water, which I hope you do now, have a couple of sips. And just tune in to yourself around this idea of being seen and being successful, and how safe do you feel for both of these things on a scale of 1 to 10 now, and 10 being the high and the 1 being the low. So just notice that, capture that. You likely have increased the number, and you may not have, and you may stay the same, or you may have gone down, and that's okay. That just means there's a little bit more work to do around this. And so my recommendation would be to go back through this, right? This is really powerful, and there's a really lots of good science behind this. There's lots of good language around this, and it's going to help you shift on a very deep level this being seen in the world, allowing yourself to be successful. I specifically chose words that were different in some cases. So sometimes I chose it is safe. I've already explained why I'm using that language. I've chosen to use I get to do this, or to have this. I'm allowed to do and have this. And so I really want you just to notice the ones that were easier for you to say, and the ones that you could feel something happening within you. And so you can sort of play with those, right? This is all going to be very individualized to you. But again, this is with hundreds of clients. This is their language. This is all kind of put together for you. So you could go through this whole series more than once. And I'm going to give you a couple of different offers or next steps around this. And so again, not putting too much pressure. If the numbers didn't change, you could go back and do the first round. You can actually, put more of your own language in this. I've mentioned this in other videos. This kind of work is so great to do before you are just overall, just to elevate your sense of success and allowing of success and to be seen. But it's also great to do before you do an event, before you do a live, before you do a presentation, before you make an ask, right? Just this, it's going to amplify your energy, amplify your power, your sense of personal power. And so, yeah, it's just great to do. You could choose little pieces of this. I don't know exactly how long we've been going here, but yeah, this might seem too long for all the time, but it's actually good to do a good chunky tapping round. I think it's really great to do that. And I'm going to point you in the direction, and I will put the links below to a couple other videos that will help you. Basically, all my videos are going to support this being seen, standing out, shining, being successful, creating the impact you want, creating the income you want to have, creating whatever it is that you want to sort of put out into the world and to create in your life. But very specifically, I'm going to give you a couple of videos that I would recommend that you watch. And again, I'll put the links in the description below. So number one, are you too shiny? And how well do you receive? So these are two different videos. They're part one and part two of a talk that I did. So those ones are really great just to kind of give you an overview and just for you to start to notice. I don't know how much you do allow yourself to stand out and to receive. It's just a little bit more of an overview. The I'm Awesome visualization is a fantastic guided experience where I take you into a visualization, put you up on stage and guide you through a whole bunch of things so that you can actually see and feel the embodied level of how much you do allow yourself to be seen, successful, stand out, shine, ask for what you want. It's a fantastic tool. It is something I do with my one-on-one clients, and I've really put it together in a nice package for you to follow along. In that, there's even a very expansive meditation visualization. And so I recommend that. And then the final thing I will recommend, if you like that visualization, and you like tapping or you like this idea of tapping, I have a free gift called Let Yourself Shine. You can see the link to this gift in the banner on my channel, and it's also going to be in the description below. And so this is it's a continuation, let's say, or a deeper dive into the I'm Awesome visualization. So it's a guided process. The whole thing is about 25 to 30 minutes, where again, I'm having you up on stage and having some subconscious stuff reflected back to you. And then I am taking you through some tapping rounds to help clear this at a subconscious level for you, right? Because we can know stuff, but until we've embodied something different, that's going to be, I think, my next video. How it's really all about embodying this, right? So we can have lots of lip service and have, yes, I feel good, I feel confident, right? But if our nervous system and our body, and we can have these desires, I want to create this, I want this, I want to be successful, I want to be featured, and I want to be on TV, and I want all these kinds of things. But if we have this sort of internal stuff that is like, nope, not safe, then what's going to happen is you're not going to create that because you actually don't feel fully safe, right? Or there's a fear of criticism, a fear of judgment, a fear of rejection, of being unsafe, of being kicked out. Again, that's coming back to this very, very old tribal vow of like not wanting to be kicked out or not wanting to be separate or seen as different, right? And so there's not one person that I have worked with, and I've worked with all levels in all different areas that doesn't have some version of this. So as you can see, I'm so passionate about this. And I just know how powerful this is in terms of shifting you. Okay, so I've given you lots of resources there in this little blurb, and I will put those links below. And again, the Let Yourself Shine gift is also in the banner at the top. So I hope that you can feel a bit of a shift. Again, lots of water when you're doing any kind of tapping. I did want to give you a really felt experience of what tapping is like. You're going to know if you like this, if you don't like this. Again, it's not magic, right? Sometimes people are like, I tapped and there's no money flying from the air and there's no, this hasn't totally changed. It's a process. It is a neutralizer. It is a clearing technique. It will elevate your path. I will guarantee you that, but it's not magic. It's not a quick fix. It doesn't happen instantaneously. But if you will commit to adding this, if this resonates to your, not not even daily, right? You don't need to do this daily. You can, but you don't need to. It just allows you to release some old stuff, again, which I'm such a fan of, and then to call in what's next. And I truly believe we need to do both. We need some space to call in what it is that we want. So have a wonderful rest of your week. Yes, look out for next week. I think it's going to be a video on embodiment. Join me on this journey, subscribe. I love having you here. Love to have comments. I have definitely some people commenting, but I'd love to have more in terms of, what you're taking out of this, what you'd like to see more of, what your insights are, and really just understanding that as you kind of put that out there, it's being validated, right? Not only I'm going to validate it, but it's also going to be validated from you. So love to have you also share as we move along. So we will talk soon. Have a great week.